Hello and good afternoon, all of you foxgloves and yellow jackets out there. Welcome to this Sunday's version of Handmade Home Shopping. It's July 12th, and I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly. So thank you all for joining us. And before we jump into it here with our first vendor of the day, who you can see, she's patiently waiting, I do want to please ask you, if you're watching with us from home, hit the like and subscribe and huzzah that bell if you would like to get notifications. And then I also want to give an awesome shout out to today's show sponsor, which is MizCon Sci-Fi Fantasy Convention, and you can find them at mizcon.org. MizCon is Missoula, Montana, their premier sci-fi fantasy convention. They are a 4-day celebration of fantasy, science fiction, and horror that takes place over at the Holiday Inn every Memorial Day weekend. I have actually been to this convention many times in my life, and is still going. It was going before me, and it's still continuing on stronger than ever. So if that is a thing you like, please feel free to check them out. It is a really good convention and a great crowd of people there. I think the last one I attended, they actually had a live full-person Quidditch game out in one of the side yards of the hotels, which was pretty cool. So anyway, shout out to Ms. Khan, and please run over to their Facebook and give them all of the likes and subscribes. And we will then go on here to today's first vendor. I'll just get right on into it today. Oop, wrong. There we go. Hello, Merry Meet. This is Lorena from Moonrose Magic Shop. And Lorena, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you have some awesome looking magically things there for us today. Congratulations, you're our first vendor. Because we started a little bit late, everybody's gonna get pushed back a little bit, I think, but we should be pretty good running on time. So please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what your home shows or kingdom or both are, if you do that kind of a thing, and tell us about your store and what it is that you make.
So I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I normally do the Renaissance fairs in the area, Canterbury Renaissance Festival, Shrewsbury, Fairy Worlds, and then right now I'm on Etsy. It's moonrosemagicshop.etsy.com, but in a week or two I'm going to have a brand new website. So, yes.
Yes, it's going there in the ticker in the low bar.
I'm going to have a brand new website in a couple weeks, so I'm pretty excited about that. I make wands, wings, and fairy things. These are made from naturally donated wood, which is wood that I find. I'm not ripping it off the tree or anything. What inspired me to make my shop was I saw the entire forest that I grew up in be clear cut, and 70% of the wood that they cut, they didn't actually use. They just cut the forest so that they can get certain trees, and then they leave the rest of it to rot, and it was absolutely devastating. And I thought there's got to be a better way for us to get the materials that we want. So that's why I started naturally donated wood.
It sounds like you're in nature right now. I hear some birds going on in the background. I see some trees in there.
These are, I have my little birds back here. They're chiming in. I'm surprised my dogs aren't yelling at me right now. And then these are some of the wands that I make. They have natural gemstones. This one is citrine, and then I decorate it, and then it's got moss.
Oh, wow.
And I make the handles.
So when you come to the camera, go very slow so that the camera has, yeah. Okay. No, I mean in front of the camera, go slow. Yes, there we are. When you turn, there we go.
This is rose quartz with a piece of clear quartz at the top, and then I hold it together with a high strength epoxy. It's actually like a hot glue that gets to 400 degrees, so it bonds really well.
Wow.
And then I use that to make the carved appearance.
I love it.
Fun. And then I'll show you my favorite one right now. This one is my chakra wand. So it's got real leather at the top. clear quartz point. And then it's got, this is red aventurine. You can't really see very well. It's sparkly though.
No, we can see, or at least I can see.
I think that's citrine,
Looks like
malachite, that lapis
the
lazuli,
lapis down at the bottom.
amethyst, and then it's got obsidian at the bottom.
Obsidian or hematite?
This is obsidian. It kind of looks like hematite in the camera, but it's obsidian.
It's
and then
beautiful.
it's made with a piece of driftwood. I'll show you the back.
Oh, cool.
This driftwood was found at Thor's Well in Oregon.
I know just what you're talking about, and I have yet to go there. I want to go there so bad.
And there's amazing wood for wands. I love working with driftwood because something about it being in the ocean and the salt and everything, it makes it really strong wood. So, you know, when the kids come up to my booth and they're like, yeah, they're not.
It's cured in salt. It's impervious.
Yeah. So these are my my natural wood wands, and then I make the fairy wings as well. These are made with clear vinyl. Turn around so you can see.
Oh, those are adorable, and they're indoor sized.
Yeah, these ones are. I have some ginormous wings. The bigger ones up there are a little bigger. I'm working on a pair of like crowd stopping wings, like humongous wings. So you wouldn't be able to move through the crowd would move around you with like giant wings. But yeah, this is my crowd safe pair. So if you want to go to like a dance party or a crowded festival and you want to wear wings but you don't want to be poking everyone's eyes out, got my little crowd safe pair. And they have clear adjustable straps. Oh, my hair's caught in it, so it doesn't really look that clear.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't even see it till you pointed it out. So that's pretty cool.
They're clear straps, and then they adjust. So, and then some of my pairs I put adjustable straps in the middle too, so you can make it. Some people's shoulders are a lot wider, and some people are, you know, kids, and their shoulders are a lot smaller. So that way you can adjust to your shoulder width.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then I have the little outfits, as you can see on the mannequins. I make some steampunk. I do flower bras. I do some burlesque outfits, some ballet outfits, like whatever dance wear that you would imagine a fairy wearing.
Now you do have, okay, so you do have, I'm going to bring us back here together where it's 4:12, so we are coming up a little bit on time. So, but you do have some jewelry in your Etsy store. And so while you were talking, because I have a piece of your jewelry, I had my troll run in and grab that for me because we had seen it and I was just wondering, like, can we take a look at your Etsy store? And I'd love to show the earrings that I have from you.
Yeah, you've got the mushroom earrings. Those are
the Amanita ones.
Mushroom quartz, that's what they are.
And so if I recall, and that was actually one of my favorite things about them, I think I got these from you at Canterbury.
Right.
Yes, okay. I'm remembering properly here. So I'm pulling up. So this is, now we're looking here at your store, and these are the Amanita earrings that I have, and I see you have them in purple. And then whoa, come back here. That scrolled really fast. I love all your witchy spoons too. These are great.
I realized I forgot. I have the kitchen witch wands. So I have many different types of wands. So if you're a kitchen witch, you've got your kitchen witch wand. You've got wizard wands, fairy wands. Some of them are like super glittery with rhinestones and all the sparkles, and others are more natural. Just kind of depends on what type of energy you want to work with. Oh, there they are. I'm glad they're still doing well. I always worry about my products. Like,
they have held up. No, they have absolutely held up, and they've been wonderful. I have worn them at Canterbury many times since, and elsewhere, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, no, I just thought it was just really, I didn't expect for that to be, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should show that. So, because that was just a thing. But, well, so this week, you are participating in the magic word, and for those of you watching at home that haven't joined us here before, the magic word this week is bumblebee. We have a different one every week, but this week it's bumblebee because I've been seeing bumblebees all week here in the midst of July. So what that means is if you purchase from her shop this week, then in the checkout comments to the seller, use the word bumblebee and you will receive some manner of small surprise gift. I don't know if you want to share it or if you want to keep it as a surprise. Either or is perfectly acceptable. So
I think I'm going to keep it as a surprise.
keep it as a surprise. Okay. I like the surprises too, but some people like to share them and they have really cool shares. So it's just, so anyway, there, all of your information as normal is going in the ticker, but also it will be, is currently available and will continue to be available after the show in the low bar on YouTube and in the descriptions on Ye Old Book of Faces. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Do you have any last things you'd like to say before we part?
So I'm actually participating in Country Fair in the Clouds. I don't know if you've heard of that, Fairy Princess
I
Holly.
have not.
Oh my
Please
God, it's
elucidate.
so much fun. So Country Fair, like all the rest of the festivals, have been canceled this year. And this amazing genius team of people put together a virtual country fair. It's like a video game of the festival. And it's going live. It's on right now. And I have a booth, a virtual booth set up. And you can go in there and it's got a link to my website. And there's people running around. If you've ever played an MMO like EverQuest or World of Warcraft, it's like that, but festival. And it's so much fun. And so you should totally just go check it out. It's ocfintheclouds.net.
ocfintheclouds.net.
Yes.
I'm going to actually type that in the comments because I would like to remember OCF in
Totally
the clouds.net. Okay.
I will say you got to be kind of patient with the server because this project should have taken like 3 years and been like $300,000, and they threw it together in a month. And it's a miracle that it's even working at all. So if the server is kind of slow or you're having problems with your audio or something, just be patient. Just refresh your browser and you'll get in eventually. And it's a lot of fun. Come hang out with me in my virtual booth. I'm going to get silly later, might have some fairy wine. Who knows?
All right. Well, it is Sunday, so enjoy the weekends, right? Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on the show and enjoy the rest of your fairy wine Sunday afternoon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, off to a good and bright start. So moving on to our second vendor of the day, Hilary from Hilary's Vanity. Let me pull you in here. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Can you hear me?
Also doing, yes, I can hear you. Also doing well. I see that you are also, you looking beautiful there with the things that you've got. So, well, Hilary, please introduce yourself to our audience, if you will, and tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what your home shows are. Give them some shout outs, and then let's see what you've brought for us today.
Okay, well, I'm Hilary, Hilary's Vanity. I do gothic and steampunk clothing, umbrellas, and hats. And I normally sell at Spook Show and Dare LA and Midsummer Scream. And I have customers who sell at all the Renaissance fairs. My umbrellas are amazing, and I brought a bunch of them to show today, and I brought hats to show. So let's get started.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to turn the whole camera over to you.
Okay. I also want to mention that my clothing, which we'll show the website later, all comes in extra small through 4X men's and women's.
Okay.
So let's talk about hats. So this is the new mermaid hat.
Oh my God.
I was recently one of the judges of the Disneyland mermaid contest, which had to be online this year because of all the crap that's going on in the world.
That is amazing.
Yes, mermaid hats come in other colors as Quill.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, I love the net accent on that one. That's cool. Yes, I think I may have seen you post about how the mermaid hat was your newest thing.
So
There
this
we
is one of
go.
my steampunk hats, real leather, obviously real feathers, real
Now,
the flowers.
if I
Got
if I may, if I may ask, now how are these sized since people are not necessarily able to see you in person to try them on? How does that part work?
Okay, so they're one size fits all. They have an elastic band, and I suggest if you have a very small head to put your hair in pigtails to hold it up. If you have a larger head, it does have the elastic band and it does stretch, and it does fit a very large range of.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. I have done that, actually put my hair up in a bun or in pigtails trick before as well.
Also, I have in the past worn a wig to hold a hat.
Oh,
Not one of my hats, but somebody
right.
just too big for, one last little mermaid here.
Woo, it's iridescent, all the rainbow colors.
Up, just so
Ooh,
again,
dark.
all real leather,
Can we see the top of it? What's the top look like? Ooh,
purple,
yeah,
all skin.
I love it. And I know
So
some purple fans that might love those too. Woohoo.
this is one of my newest trends. Swirl on top.
Okay, that one is definitely my favorite so far with the swirl on top.
Lots and lots of fun stuff. Green crocodile one.
I always think of them as goblin and dragon skin. When I see the things like that, I think of them as
I
dragon
think I need
scales.
to change the description on the website now.
Well, you know, what they name it and how I think of it do not always align exactly.
And we have,
I like these ones with the little corsety look. Hey, bats!
bats. We have, all different things. We have brown damask. Yes, there's a bazillion of them on the website that I don't even have here because they're sold out. But I can make them again. And like it says on the description on the website, if I don't have it in stock, it takes me up to 2 weeks to make it. Just depending on if I have all the parts or not, it's faster. Most of the times it's faster. It's never over. So that is the hat that I have with me. And then I also have umbrella.
Ooh, oh, the parasols. Okay. I just think your parasols are the best. I'm going to go back all the way to you now. We're going to embiggen you here. Look at
So
this. There we go.
there
That
we
looks
go.
great.
Okay, so as everyone sees on the website or will see on the website, I don't call them parasols. I call them umbrellas. They're actually umbrella quality. They can be used in the rain. All of them.
So, what do you call an umbrella parasol? What should I call it again? In that shape is what I'm asking about.
It is called a pagoda
A
shape,
pagoda.
and that is what I make. So this is my purple swirl. It's one of my best sellers, and it's part of the damask collection. Also
Now, how do these do if they are to somehow get wet? Say if you had it outside and it just like began to sprinkle or
no. You could take it in a hard rainstorm. They're good in the rain. These are
oh
real.
wow.
These are real umbrellas. These are the designs don't come off and they don't fall apart. They're well made, real umbrellas.
Holy
And so
smokes.
so all of the artwork on them is my artwork, and all of it is my design.
Wow.
Right now there's over 40 umbrellas in the line. So I'm always adding and taking away. So it's constantly changing. This one's my favorite right now, by the way. This is
That one's your favorite.
The brown and gold damask, which you always gotta show it. That's the one I've been wearing the most lately. Another real crowd favorite is the
Ooh, yeah.
silver and gray swirl.
That one's very pretty. I like it's kind of ornate. I don't know what you would call that design, but I like it.
Well, it's part of my damask collection, but I call it a swirl because that's really
And I myself am a fan of parasols. I actually have several of them because it's just when you are walking around outside at the fest, you're in the sun all day, and these are the perfect way to still be fancy and yet not get sunburned.
And I also have a tiki line because we do a lot of tiki events. So that is one of the new ones from the tiki pineapple. The tiki ones have real bamboo handles. The rest of them have the hook handles, which means if you're wearing a backpack, you can put it on the back.
That's a good
and
idea.
Have free to shop while at the convention. So. I also have my satin collection. This is my plum satin. Yeah, so there's over 40 designs.
You have such a huge selection. It's oh, what's this? Is it shiny? It looked shiny. I think we're coming up on time here, so we probably have to have just one or two more. But it's like kind of octopusy. What is that?
Those are my swirly bats. I do actually have several that have octopus on them. That I don't have them in this box, but they are on the website. And if we could show my website really, really fast, that would be wonderful.
Yes, we absolutely can. Hold on one moment, and I will just get that pulled up. Oh, well, shared screen here. So let me find you.
So behind me, since
oh, here we go.
Those are the damask ones here, and those are the fairy tale ones on this side.
There we go.
So this is my website. Again, I do corsets and skirts and hats, and I have a full men's line. You name it, I have it. Why don't we go to the corset page?
Look at these. This is great.
And again, everything comes extra small through 4X, men's and women's. So it's all there for you guys to play with. And if anyone has any questions on sizes, this is a new website for me, so I don't have the size charts on there. But if you send me an email asking for size charts, I'm always happy to send them out to everybody. People also message me
I like this
all day long asking for them, and I will eventually get them on there. I just haven't figured out how that part of the website works. So.
This one's cool with this awesome bustly thing in back. Well, okay. Is there any last things that you would like to say today before you go?
I am having some huge sales right now.
Okay.
I'm having on the umbrellas a 10% off sale.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The code for it is the word SMILE, all capital.
I'm sorry, say it again and I'll put it in the comments.
SMILE.
Smiles?
No, SMILE, just SMILE. We could all use something to smile about.
Okay. Okay.
And that's 10% off of the umbrellas. And for the clothing, I'm having a 35% off all clothing, men's and women's. And the code, do you want me to type it, or it's new for you? So new, the number 4, and the letter U.
New for you, and that's 35% off of
all the clothing, men's and women's.
All the clothing. Okay.
And then 40% off all the hats is the code is Happy Hat.
Happy hat. I like that.
Happy Hat.
Okay. Happy hat is 40% off all hats.
So everybody like us on Hilary's Vanity on Facebook, and you'll get all the coupon codes because every week I put out coupon codes for different products, and I have new stuff all the time. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you for being here. It was great. It's great seeing your stuff. So have a wonderful Sunday afternoon, and I hope you enjoy all the rest of your week as well. So
Thank you so much.
here's to sales. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Wow. May yet be seeing some of us here after the show. I like all of those things, corsets and hats and whatnot. So let me see here. Our next vendor is Mythological Taxidermy today with Brenda. Do I see you down there? I do. I'm adding you to the stream. Hello, Brenda.
Hello. How are you doing today? Doing well?
I am doing. Yes, I am. How about you?
Doing well. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just cruising right along this afternoon with some great stuff. So please, by all means, introduce yourself to the audience, and then please just, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what your shows are, and then about what it is. Whew, I'm kind of looking at your background there going, oh my gosh, this is going to be great and unique. So, and again, about what you do. And I will turn the screen over to you full screen when we get to the product showing part.
Sounds good. Yeah, my name is Brenda, and my business is called Mythological Taxidermy. And I like to make all different kinds of creatures, from little creatures to the big ones that you see behind. My home show is Sterling Renaissance. So we're up in New York, upstate New York. Yep. So
yep.
Whereabouts are you?
I've been. We are out here in the Pacific Northwest. So, yes, my actual home show is Ye Merry Greenwood Renaissance Fair in Eastern Washington. But my three like most loyal Ren fairs here are Ye Merry Greenwood, Canterbury Renaissance Fair, and Two Rivers Medieval Fair. That's kind of where I got my overall start. And now it has long since grown. But I've been to your fair, actually. We were out there, I don't know, a couple years back, and we decided to go out to that one. So I'm pretty sure that's one. Maybe I might be mixing it up with, is that the one that's in Tuxedo?
No. So that one's,
okay.
That's a different New York fair. There's two, and they have similar names. So this one's a little bit more upstate near like Rochester area.
Oh,
Buffalo.
yeah. Okay. Well, I've been to Rochester as well, but not to the fair. That was where I went in a Faraday cage, a fairy day cage.
There you go.
That's right. Okay, so I'm going to turn the screen over to you and allow you to show us the things that you have today. They look really amazing, so I'm excited to hear this.
So we have all different sizes of dragons, so we can kind of start little and move up. I kind of think about, I've got dragons throughout the whole life cycle. So we have hatching dragons. So these are all... they're very glittery, so you might like them.
And they have like the eyeball in the middle. Rotate slowly for the camera so we can, get a real good look. I love how they have the eyeball peeking out there.
Yeah, they each have like a different colored eye, and each of the eggs has different, they all have glitter on them, of course, but some have like little glass blobs, some have little different stones and sequiny kind of things. So we give those to little kids, or we have them get them, and then we tell them that if you put them under your pillow for 100 years, it's guaranteed to hatch. So it's a good guarantee on that. So we've got the little tiny ones, and then we've got mini dragons.
Look at that little fat guy. He's so cute.
And they have little eyes and little horns. So I make each one individual. They come in a couple different colors. They come in red and blue, green and purple. And actually inside these are Easter eggs. So they don't open up or anything, but that's kind of, so they all stay the same size. So we've got little tiny mini dragons. And then as they get a little bit bigger, we've got dragons that are hatching out of eggs. So they're similar to the little ones with the eyes, only now they actually have a little head. So they're individually sculpted. I use a 2-part resin clay that you can form, and then it just hardens overnight. So that way you don't have to put them in a kiln or anything. And they're
hand sculpt every one of these then.
Yes, yeah. So each one, again, it's an Easter egg, on the inside, and then I sculpt on top of that, and that's what gives it the little ridges and the little gems that are in the egg part, and then the little dragons are each individually made and then stick inside. And these do not come out. So if you have kids,
it must take you so long to slowly hatch these dragons.
Yeah, it's a labor of love. You just kind of go step by step. They're all kind of layers of different things. And then we've got dragon wrap bracelets. So I'm trying to think where I can go here.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sure. They're skin safe silicone. So I've made the molds of the original ones, and then they get poured with a like a memory wire inside. So then they wrap to your arm, so they can be any size that you want. And you can put them around your neck. You could put them in your hair. You could, really put them wherever it would stick. So
you can put them anywhere.
Right. And even on like a wizard wand, you can stick them on as well. So they're very mobile. It could even be kind of like a little phone case or a little phone rack there,
So I see one in the background behind you. I think I do anyway. That looks like the white toothless. I don't know.
Oh, right here. Yes.
Yeah. Can
They come in black and they come in white, and they glow in the dark, except for the black one, because the black's a little bit too opaque, but they'll all glow in the dark. And they all have that same wire on the inside. And I make pretty much any color that you want. A lot of them have glitter in them if you look at them closely, or like a sheen to them. So those are the dragon wrap bracelets.
I love it. These are great.
And then as they get bigger, unfortunately now they're taxidermy, but
so these are
they're born over here, and then they kind of move around, and then they move into taxidermy. So these are taxidermy dragons that I make. Again, each one is individually made. I have a mold of what's on the inside, which is a thick taxidermy foam, and then over the top of that, again, use the 2-part resin clay to give it the scales. And then I put on individual horns. They all have glass eyes that are placed in them, and then down the front is paper mache and cloth mache. So the cloth is the ridges down the front, so it'd be like the breastplate. And then on the side is all paper mache, and it gives it, the look of scales.
Yeah, like the skin, the textured skin look. Those are just so cool. And I don't know if my troll or my leprechaun are watching out there, guys, but these are the things that we need in the castle when we get it. We've been working on getting a land in which we can manifest our permanent venue, and and so we all kind of have our eyes on various decorations. We need that, and we need that, and these are so cool. The ones behind you look enormous.
So yeah, I can turn it eventually. I have even bigger ones. So they go up to, probably 3 feet tall to the ones. These are the middle-sized ones that are all up behind. And they're all made the same way. So it's a taxidermy form on the inside. There's no animal. So it's vegan taxidermy. So there's no animal in any of these items, because that can be confusing if you say, oh, it's taxidermy. People are like, oh, what's inside there? It's like, no, there's no deer or there's no animal inside them. It's just foam. But they're all made the same way with, again, the cloth mache on the front, and then paper mache on the side, and they have the glass eyes, and then the horns kind of inset. So they're all, I can make a couple of them at a time, but it just takes days and days of putting layers on them. So it's layers of the original form, and then layers of the clay over the top, and then the paint that's over the top of that. So they take a decent amount of time to make.
Yeah, no, I'm curious, what inspired you, like, just before I move on, what inspired you to do this? It's such a unique thing, the dragon and the mythical taxidermy. How did you evolve into doing that?
Yeah, I think I like animatronics, and there were some restaurants that used to have big animatronics that you could watch, like over the bar or over the door when you came in, and they'd move. And I was thinking, boy, that would be the best thing to have over your fireplace, would be a big talking something. And I was like, well, what could you make that, could sort of have that same thing? And started making like werewolves, yetis I've made before. And then it just slowly kind of went into, well, dragons are kind of a nice thing.
Oh, they're so cool.
So we've got a bunch of them upstairs. So our neighbors like to go by our house and go, what's inside their house? It's like those creatures that are out there. So yeah, so it just sort of one thing led to the other, and then we were at the Renaissance Fair with them because we thought, well, what person at the Renaissance Fair wouldn't like a dragon for over their fireplace in their den?
Right?
Yeah.
So that is amazing, and we are coming up on end time here. So I want to say now, is there anything else that you would like to say out there to folks today before we let you go?
Oh, sure. I'm actually running a sale in my store as well, so it's 10% off. And I think it was like buying 2 items, or read whatever it says there, but it's 10% off at mythologicaltaxidermy.com, which will just direct to my Etsy store.
Yes, so that is, they're going down there in the bar.
Yeah.
10% off. Is there a code for that people should know about?
No, it's just across the board. It was just you had to get, I think, 2 things, and then it would go right there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to type that really fast. I unfortunately, I can type very fast right now because I am not at my normal. We've been having internet gremlins with our connection, and so that is a thing that we're in the process of getting fixed at the moment. But because of that, I'm at a different setup for doing this, where I can type super high speed. So I've got that in the comments for you. And yes, so I will bid you adieu and hope to see you anon. And here's to many sales and new homes for your awesome dragons.
Thank you very much, and good luck to you too.
Absolutely. Have a good afternoon.
Bye, you too.
All right. We're just kind of bumping right along here. So we have our next vendor up. Man, I really feel like I've got to get one of those amazing dragons for Dreamhaven when it comes into manifestation. So our next vendor is Moon Potion Market with Lauren. Do I see you down there? I do. Pulling you in here. Hello. How are you, my lady?
Hello. How are you?
I am doing well. Welcome to the show. I will please ask you to just introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from, what your home and core venues are, and then when it comes time to start showing what looks like some amazing magical-y things in your background there, I will turn the camera over to you and we will embiggen you so that everybody can see your wonderful product up close, up front and personal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my name is actually Lauren, although Facebook I go by Luna.
Okay.
We're from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Moon Potion is something that me and my husband, which is actually holding the camera right now.
Hello, invisible cameraman.
Yes. His name is Matt. So we do all of our crafting together. We've been at it for quite a while. It's been a big dream of ours to open up a store, share our craft with the world. We put a lot of love and a lot of care into all of our stuff that we do. As you can see, it has taken apart our whole house, it seems like.
It does that.
Our main goal is to eventually open up in Renaissance fairs and stuff like that. We're not currently there yet, but we aspire to be. We travel all the time.
Well, this was not the year apparently to start doing Renaissance fairs because they all got canceled. But this means though that by next year you will have a huge inventory of stock. So that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, all right. So I'm going to turn the camera over to you and let's see what you've brought for us today.
Yeah, so let me show you some of our newer items. As you can see back here, we just got this wonderful little display to kind of show all of our smaller vials. Everything we make is out of
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we have lost her. She suddenly disappeared. Do you guys see her anymore? I do not see her. I am wondering if cameraman perhaps accidentally hit a button. Well, that is okay. We have a plan B for when this happens, because I don't know if that is what happened, but I'm suspecting that may be it. Oh, here she is. Okay, they're back. Yes. Uh-oh, did we have an accidental bump of a button?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, not good. Well, let me show you these up here. I don't
Okay.
know how much you got of that. I didn't know I was off.
We stopped right about as we began to approach right here and looking at these little vials, and then boop, you were gone. So,
oh. Well,
these are so.
Yes, we use polymer clay, and of course we hand paint, hand sculpt everything.
Can you
Some of
bring
these
some of these or like super close to the camera? They look really quite finely detailed, and I'm going to embiggen you here. So.
Oh
They
yes. Oh, we put
very
so
slow with that camera. Yep. There we go. Yep. Like move, pause is the best way. These are really cool. Look at how detailed those are. And so
Yes, thank
you've
you.
sculpted and then painted, and they're bottles, you say? They're vials?
We do have some vials. Probably our number one sellers are these little butterflies. They're very, very popular with people. They absolutely adore these. Over here, we have these mushroom little tiny terrariums that people love. These are kind of a new addition.
I love those too.
These are cute little finds that we have on our Etsy store. This is actually a quartz crystals that we hand mound ourselves.
Oh, wait, real close. Like, whoop. Yep. And can you turn it sideways? So that is, I did not understand this. I peeked at these in your Etsy store, I don't know, several days ago before the show, and I thought that those were painted on there. I did not realize they were actually sculpted on there. That is very cool.
Yes, we love using quartz crystals. Quartz crystals are kind of one of my favorite items to use. This one is called the golden quartz. These are a very popular item. This one is kind of a newer item that we have. This is actually a little light. These are genuine crystals right here, and at the bottom it's got a little light.
Oh my God.
And of course it's
how beautiful is that?
Thank you so much. It's so fun to make all of these. We are very definitely nature inspired. We have mushrooms all around where we live. This is another wonderful piece that we just absolutely adore. This is a cute little box that you can just store whatever. And then these are kind of like some trees that we make, also including our quartz crystals. So we have boxes of all kind of different sizes. This is a little witch turtle that we have, a little crystal turtle. And of course, it's a pretty decent size chest. We have all sorts. And then, of course, we have even bigger ones. This is kind of a brand new item that we have. This is a terrarium box. This is a Luna moth inspired by me. I love moths and I love moons. Of course, on the inside, it's got some faux moss, and you can store crystals or vials or anything that you decide to store in this. And then on this side, we've got all sorts of boxes right here. This is my personal favorite right now. It's a cherry blossom. This was inspired by a dream that my husband had. He actually just dreamt this up. He was just super focused. Woke up in the middle of the night and started creating this. So it was just a very personal treat to us, and it turned it out wonderful. We just recently started making some clay pens, just kind of also inspired by things that we love. And they've been very popular. People absolutely adore these. And up here, this is kind of another newer item that we have, also the Luna moss. And then, of course, we are just recently starting to get into.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. I see it.
We're trying to get into some jewelry. This is a brand new item that we made. This is a moon kind of nature pendant. It's about 14 inches. We have one that's got also a little druzy, which is adorable. And of course, we have other little necklaces. This is a glow in the dark little.
Oh, that's fun. I like that you made it. Oh, I love that one. I like them. I can't help it. I guess it's my fairy thing. Mushrooms are great.
Yes, we love mushrooms here. And then of course, our mirrors are super popular. This is the only one we personally right now have set up. We have sold through most of ours, even though they are on our Etsy. We just make to order at that time.
Yeah.
But they're very, very popular for those ones.
Uh-oh,
And then
I
you
got a
can
peek of
see-
the cameraman there. I saw his hat. Oh, what's
and
this
then
cool thing?
So this is actually a fairy garden piece that we sculpted. It's kind of a bigger piece. You can see all the detail we have on this one. It is a very, very detailed piece. Let me turn it around for you. We've got the little mushrooms on the back of the tree. We just love mushrooms. We're definitely inspired by nature so much. This is a new item. It's not actually on Etsy yet. This is inspired by the chakras.
Last item.
Okay. This one inspired by the chakras. You can put anything in these salts, little herbs, or anything. They're colored by the chakras that we have here. So that's a new little item that we made.
I love that because that also seems like you could fill up all of those little bottles with whatever it is that you want, and then use that as kind of a divination tool as well if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool. That was and I liked that it was a blue spotted mushroom, or well, it looked blue. It may have been purple, I guess. Sometimes hard to tell on the camera. So, so is there anything that you would like to say to everybody before we let you go today?
Just thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Definitely follow us on Instagram. It's Moon Potion Market M. Facebook Moon Potion Art, and of course our Etsy store. We always do free goodies with $40 or more, and of course we're participating in
the magic word.
The surprises. I will leave it to a surprise, but they're absolutely wonderful. And thank you for having me and my husband.
Yes.
Who won't turn around.
He is out of sight but not out of mind.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.
You do. You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So yeah, I basically need all of that, I think, is what that came down to. So our next vendor up this afternoon is Archangel Steel, and I see you back there. I'm gonna pull you on in. Hello, Tia. Is it Tia?
Yes. Hi.
I'm saying it correctly. Well, welcome to the show. You're kind of quiet. Are you far away from a
I can come closer.
There we go. Hi.
Hello.
Well, welcome to the show, and please introduce yourself to our audience, and tell us where you're from and what you do. And then when it's time to show us the steel, I will make you embiggened so you have the whole screen to yourself.
All right, sounds good. Well, my name's Tia. I'm the social media director for Archangel Steel. My dad is the owner. His name's Christian Michael. He's been making swords since before I was born, so that's over 24 years. And I've been working for him for 10. I've done everything from production to sales, managing, social media, leather, etc., etc. And our home fair is Michigan Renaissance.
Oh, okay. So out there in the Midwest. Does Michigan count as the Midwest?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay. Well, so hooray and shout out to your people, and let's see what you've got for us today. I'm going to give you the whole screen here.
All right, cool.
There we go.
Stand up now. So the first thing I wanted to show is the standard sword. This is a short sword. This is why I was so far away in the beginning, because I was like prepared. But yeah, this is our standard short sword. It's all of our swords are made from 1075, and they're hardened to 53 Rockwell.
What do you mean by 1075?
1075 is the chromium alloy. It's like the steels that make it up. Actually.
Okay.
I'm not very good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very good at explaining that part. But it's the blend. It's the blend of steels used to create it. all of our swords are full tang, so meaning from
Okay.
the very tip of this sword to the very end of this pommel, the blade is all the way in there, which makes it a stronger sword. And then this has, when this is just a single piece, you slide this on all the way down here, and then it gets a small weld. Same with the pommel, we tap it on, and it gets a small weld.
How much does this weigh normally?
This short sword is 2.5 pounds. So the small one's fairly light. Just telling you the weight doesn't know justice. When you feel it, it feels completely different because the way, I don't know, it's just long.
The way that it's distributed throughout the length, as opposed to, say, like being all in your hand like a bag of flour or something.
Correct. And most of the weight, of course, is in the handle, so that you can swing it easier.
All right.
Yeah, and then the next one was the standard longsword. So in comparison, the longsword versus the short sword.
Now, do these swords, do they have what is supposed to be like a conventional weight, or not weight, length to them? So if you were to say the term short sword or long sword to somebody, that always means the same length, or is this a length that's particular to your company's and your father's style of forging?
That's a good question. I want to say that it is standard kind of across the board for sword makers.
Right.
I know for sure because we have tantos, wakazashis, and katanas. I know for sure those are the right size. So
right.
I believe that the straight swords would be standard size as well.
All right. Well, what else do we have here? It looks like you have so many sharp things behind you. And I assume these actually can be sharp.
Yes, they are. They come sharpened. If it's not sharp enough, we will sharpen it to your liking, and everything is battle ready. I don't know if I said that already. But, and if you do manage to break it, or you need a repair, you need it buffed out, we have a lifetime warranty. You can send it back, and we repair it for free.
Everything is ready for the slicing of melons.
Yes. And this one's for bashing. This is the 2-ring cudgel.
Oh my gosh, that looks like that would cave a skull. And how much does that thing weigh? Oh my gosh.
It's really light. It's really light. I want to say this is about 2.5 pounds as well. We'll
no way.
Oh, 4 pounds. But like I said, just telling you the weight doesn't know justice. It feels light as a feather, honestly. And we have this cudgel in longer sizes as well. And then this is a variation. This is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, what is the grip like on that? It is vicious looking, isn't it? You can a comment from the audience saying that was vicious looking, and I'm like, it is vicious. I like how it's kind of got like a grip. It looks like it has a grip to it, so it's not flying out of your hand.
Yeah, it's a leather cross wrap, and it does give you some grip, so you're not sliding all over the place. And then this is the original mace that we.
Oh my god!
It's much heavier.
Yeah.
Spikes on this one. And then there's detail in the collar.
Oh, cool.
And on each individual spike as well. I don't know if you could see in the lighting.
Yeah,
right
no,
here.
we can. You can definitely see.
Yeah. This is the handle. This is just black on black cross wrap is what we call it. And then also detail down here. Whoops.
And so now how are these forged? Are they on what does a blacksmith call their blacksmith forge? Is that how we're talking, like in a fire, or how does that work exactly? Or not exactly, of course. I'm sure you have trade secrets. So.
Yeah. Oh no. we're an open book when it comes to how we create. So we actually don't forge because of the volume of weapons that we actually make. If you can see behind me, there's like a bunch of handles sticking up, and I can even show you in here. We just have hundreds of swords.
Ooh,
So
wow.
if we were to actually forge and hammer out each sword, the price of them would be
astronomical.
Like, it's not fair. Yeah, it would not to discredit anybody who does forge, because that is a completely different way to do this art, and it totally is amazing. But
yes.
we stock remove. We stock remove, so we get like a sheet. We get our pieces, our blades cut out, and then we grind them down so that you get this bevel in it.
Oh yes, okay.
On a grinder. So this, before this is this, you go like this on a grinder, and you remove it, and then from there it goes to heat treat, and then they harden and straighten and make sure everything's nice and perfect.
Looks like I have a new place I should go. Need to get a sword to practice my sword swinging with.
Absolutely, it's a great workout. And this is the last item I have. Oh no, just kidding. I have two more. Do we have time?
One more. Yeah, one more.
Okay. All right, this is a standard hammer.
Or both of them at the same time.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll just show this real quick. This is a standard hammer. It's how much does it weigh? It's black. It's a black on black hammer.
Is it actually used for hammering things?
You can smash whatever you would like, and it holds up. It holds up. This is the last one that I wanted to show.
Oh my god. That is awesome. And look how it's got like dragons cut into it.
Yeah.
That is.
I have to show this one.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Peened inner handle, because that goes all the way through the blade, actually.
I don't know if I'd ever want to hit anything with it, but that is awesome looking. It looks long too, like hugely tall.
Yeah, I'm 4'11", and it takes up like a good 3 feet of me. Yeah.
That is amazing. Oh, you saved one of the best for last, man. Look at that thing.
Thank you.
Well, is there anything that you would like to say to everybody today before we let you go?
Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you to all of our loyal customers. And anybody that's new, the best way to contact us is through Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have you down also for the magic word as well. So, meaning that if anybody is to contact you within the next week and use the magic word Bumblebee to place their order, they shall receive some manner of surprise bonus gift.
Sure.
All right.
So I have actually some
cool.
throwing knives. So if you enter that, you will get a couple throwing knives.
I kind of like this one that's like the Queen of Hearts throwing knife there.
Yes. We also have daggers, but you just got to visit us to see all of the little things that we have.
Too much for one show. All right.
Yeah.
We will let you go. And thank you so much for being on the show today. And I have a happy rest of your Sunday.
You too. Thank you for having us.
100%. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We are on to our last vendor. And wow, those were some amazing swords. I now want my own actually very sharp sword. And I'm sure that probably everybody here in our court would like one as well. So Eclectic Art by Rose is our last vendor of the day. And I know we're a little bit behind, Rose. So I see you back there. I'm going to bring you in. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well too, thanks.
Do I have these things backwards?
So,
oh, I do. I have made this banner backwards. I will fix it right now. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay.
There we
Well,
are.
please introduce yourself to our audience watching at home and tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, your home fairs, and then I will turn the camera over to you and we will take a look at what you've brought to show us today.
Certainly. My name is Rose. I run Eclectic Art by Rose, and I do a variety of things. I make jewelry. I paint portraits. I also build garb or costuming. I build a variety of jewelry with a variety of stones. One of my most favorite is labradorite and lapis. I'm currently wearing labradorite, and I have a bunch
Nice.
of pieces to show. And
Okay.
also, I paint miniatures.
Okay. So a quick question before I turn the camera over to you. Would you like to just show us all of the things today, or do you want to do a mixture of showing and looking at your store?
Why not a mixture? That's fine.
Okay, then I will let you indicate to me when you would like to come back and take a look at your store, and then we can do that. Do that as the last bit. And here we go. Camera's all yours.
Okay, so I have a bunch of things to show. To start, some of my new necklaces that are in the shop. This one is inspired by Roman jewelry. This is lapis and, there we go.
There we go.
Lapis and brass.
Do you by
really
any chance have
heavy, which is nice.
a piece of paper with you, or if you hold your hand behind what you're holding up to the camera, so the camera can really focus on just the jewelry as opposed to trying to figure out if it wants to look at you or the jewelry?
Absolutely. Is that a little better?
Yes. Yes, there we go.
So this is lapis lazuli, which is a really nice blue stone, and it has lovely bits of pyrite throughout, which give it just that little bit of glitter, which is fun.
I love lapis. It's one of my faves.
So do I. It's one of my favorites too. This one is labradorite, and this one has a really nice flash. So labradorite looks like a normal gray stone, except when you move it in the light. See, this one has an almost full flash. It's actually called labradorescence, and it's unique to labradorite and moonstone.
It's sort of like a mother of pearl, the way that it has that iridescence to it.
Yes, very much so. So
that is nice.
That's labradorite. I also have a labradorite and silver one. This one's a little more fancy. It depends on, what kind of metal you're into. Personally, I like labradorite and gold, but labradorite and silver can look really nice too.
So all of those beads are labradorite?
These are lapis, forgive me.
Oh, lapis.
So the blue beads are all lapis, yes, and the gray beads on the other necklace are all labradorite stone.
Okay.
I also have a fairly new product that if you'd like to go to my Etsy, I can show you.
Sure, I can do that. Give me just 1 second to get that pulled up here. Did you know that they used to grind lapis lazuli down into a powder in ancient Egypt to use as makeup?
Yes.
They may have in Rome too. I don't know, but I only know about Egypt. So
yes, and also there was a huge lapis lazuli trade in medieval England as well to paint religious paintings.
You
why
are
Mother Mary's always blue.
In the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel, actually. And there's a funny story about that. I actually went there. I know, like, here we are looking at shopping.
That's okay.
The funny story is, now that was painted by Michelangelo, the Sistine Chapel, and the story is, at least as far as they tell it when they're giving the tour, is that he did not want to actually do the Sistine Chapel because he was kind of an eclectic artist sort and didn't want to deal with having anybody tell him how to do his art. So when he put his basically what he did to try to get out of having to do the Sistine Chapel was he told the church that he needed the absolute most expensive materials at the time that he knew of in order to
Yeah.
paint with, which included the pigmented blue with lapis lazuli. And the church, instead of being like, oh, that will cost too much money, we are not going to pay you that, artist, they were like, boom, here you go. And and thus there he was, roped into doing the Sistine Chapel. Plan backfired. So, but yeah, it is definitely one of my favorites. So here we have your store, and what would you like to look at here?
Well, if you scroll down a little bit, I have the new listing for pelicans. Yep, they're right there if you see them.
Pelicans. Oh, this.
Yes. So I am part of the SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronism. And
shout out to your home kingdom.
Shout out to East Kingdom.
There you go.
I'm currently offering 2 new products. One is custom pelicans. Pelicans are a peerage award for people who do amazing amounts of service. This is one of them. This is an example of a pelican brooch. Can you see that?
Let me make you embiggened here really quick. There we go. Oh, man.
So each one is hand painted by me and then set under glass or resin. This one is a glass example. And then if you would like a brooch to wear it from, this is actually a pin backing. Make it easy. And this is made with real pearls and glass. The resin example that I have is this one.
Oh, here, we'll bring that.
Resin's a little tougher and lighter. And I can set pearls into it for that extra bit of bling.
Yeah, extra bit of bling. Fancy. So is this pelican business, is this historical as well, or is it primarily an SCA what service accolade?
Primarily, this is an SCA award. However, it is based on actual medieval awards as well. There, I believe, was an Order of the Pelican that was more within the church, but nowadays it is a service award in the SCA. If we have enough time, I have one more thing to show.
Yeah, no, we do. And if you're okay, I mean, with running over, I'm okay with running over a little bit too. So,
okay. So the other thing I have currently are pride and pronoun pins and pendants.
As opposed to Pride and Prejudice, it's Pride and Pronoun.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a couple examples here. These are pendants. Sometimes you want to wear your pronouns, and pronoun pins that you commonly see are nice, but if at a fair you want to look a little more medieval and fun, you might want a pin that looks a little more like that, and that's what I built.
Let's see this.
So this is a pronoun pin for they, them. And
I love it.
Thank you. It's hand painted by me, as is most things. And this one is set under glass. It's very tough, and no matter how you move it, you can still see it. So this is one example. Thank you. And then this one actually has 2 different flags in it. This is something new that I'm offering. And this is a she, her. They're really fun to make.
I love, it's such a good idea too, to keep them, you know, in the theme of the thing that you're doing, right? So, because when you see these kinds of things at conventions, you know, you see them all around, but you don't really see them like that. So it's pretty unique and cool. And I like that. So
thanks.
Yeah. All right.
So,
is there anything else that you'd like to take a look at before we go today? Or, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead. It's fine.
That was it. That was my question. Is there anything else you'd like to take a look at?
I do have one example of a heraldic miniature, if you would like to see.
I would.
This one has just been made, and it's extra fancy.
Okay, I'm going to make you big.
So
now, did you design this, or did somebody else send you their design?
Someone else sent me their design. So this one was a hand-drawn design, and when I work with my customers, usually they give me a designs and they might say, you know, can you change the color? Can you make it a little different? And I can certainly do that. For that one, they wanted a slightly different colored background. But most of the time you send me at least something close to the image so I can work with it.
That is quite excellent. We are working on my house heraldry right now. We have been this whole week working on getting the base design. So I'm like, oh, I can have that put into a brooch and then I'll be extra fancy. So
yes,
I love that.
I wish I had one of my portraits to show you. On my Etsy are examples of portraits. I have the new portrait brooch necklace sets
Let's see if I
for
can
extra
find
fancy.
this. Let's see if I can find one here. Here are your pins for the she, her, they, them, he. I see that. Oh, and these are cool. The actual pride pins with the flags in them. That's cool.
Yeah, they're a little guy. They're a little smaller, and they're really fun to make too. If you go up towards the top of the page, it's something fairly new.
Is this
you will
it?
be likely to see it.
Portrait
Yes,
brooch.
that's it.
Okay. Yeah, these are great.
Thanks.
This one down here, like this locket too. I think this locket is, I mean, this is one of the ways that they used to, oh, your little Tudor rose. Okay. It's one of the ways that they used to, you know, carry around the pictures of their loved ones because they didn't have photographs back in the day.
Yes. And what I do very much like that time is I hand paint a portrait and I set it inside. So it's a nice personal something.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your stuff with us today, your awesome work and jewelry. Making us big. You're our last person of the day. So with you, we bid adieu to everybody. And you are participating in the magic word, if I recall correctly. Yes. And so that, of course, means magic word is bumblebee, everybody. And if you are to order from Rose's shop this week and use the word bumblebee in the comments to seller when you check out, then you will receive a surprise bonus gift from her with your order. So yep. So if you guys are watching from home, please remember to click the like and subscribe button for us and ring that bell. Also, all of our vendors with their information, they have been going, of course, during the show in the ticker there, but their information and links to their stores, sites, or emails are in the low bar. So you guys can find them at any time after the show. These stay up on the interwebs for your perusal after the fact, your sharing after the fact, you know, hint, hint. And with that said, I think we're here on Sunday. So tomorrow is the day off, and actually it's like a mythical, when we talk about mythical things, right? Well, do you believe in any mythical things? I do. I believe in a mythical day off. But tomorrow is mythical day off, and then we will be back. We're planning to be back here this Tuesday, actually, for Tuesday tea with Stormy the Fairy and myself and your the tea lady, so your regular tea crew, and then of course Wednesday for Fae News. And with that, we will bid you guys adieu and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening. Goodbye, Rose. Thank you for being on our show again. So it was wonderful to have you back. Yes.
It was a pleasure to see you all. Thank you so much for watching.
And I have hit the big red button.